What was the most unexpected part about tea for you? I started 1 month ago and want to know what to expect. So honestly, bottom growth. What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Keeping It Diverse channel. So today is October 1st. Happy October 1st, everybody. I can't believe how quickly fall came. I'm kind of excited for it because I've always said I've liked summer more, but I don't know, the older I get, fall's just a vibe. So I just went to Dunkin' Donuts and got a hot chocolate as well as a donut. I was trying to find like a fall vibe donut, but they didn't have any, which was weird. They have pumpkin donuts, but I didn't want that. Usually they have like Halloween ones where they have like spiders on them or like just real cool decorated ones, and for some reason they didn't. So I just got a regular chocolate frosted donut with like some vanilla cream in it. And I know this is gonna tear up my stomach because it's really early in the morning, but it is what it is. Guys, I leave for Arkansas in 13 days. We leave in 13 days. Me, my girlfriend, and our son. It's crazy. We're ready for this and we're excited. In today's video, I wanted to do a Q&A because there's not really much else that we have to do packing wise, so I didn't want the vlogs to be repetitive with us just packing up our old apartment. It's really not that exciting. So we're kind of at a standstill until we get our Penske truck. That's what we're going to be moving all of our furniture and stuff in. So we get to pick that up on the 10th, and then I'll be able to continue with that kind of vlog style, showing you us moving and all that good stuff, because then we leave on the 15th and the true journey begins. For now, I'm going to eat this donut, drink my hot chocolate, and then we're going to get into these questions. That's the one I got. Let's go in for the taste test. Not too shabby. Alright, so you guys, I asked you guys to ask me some questions on YouTube, and I actually got a lot of responses, so I'm just going to go through most of them and answer them, and then I'm going to shout out the person who asked the question. The questions are pretty, like, all over the place. They don't really have a specific topic. Yeah, let's get into these questions. Is your facial hair natural growth? It looks amazing. I'm a trans man too. It's hard for me to grow facial hair, maybe because I'm not genetically hairy. First off, thank you at Prince PQ9YK. Shout out to you for that question. So my facial hair is naturally grown in the sense of taking testosterone. So it's not naturally grown by itself. Like before taking testosterone, I could not grow all that facial hair. Like, unfortunately, I couldn't. Once I started taking testosterone, believe it or not, it took me a really, really, really long time to grow it. So I've been transitioning physically for about 7, almost 8 years now, and my facial hair did not start growing until like year 6. So don't lose hope. A lot of people think that just because they don't start growing it in like the first year or two, that it's never going to happen for them. There's hope. I started getting like a little dirt stash probably in year 2.5, and then just naturally over time, shaving often and stuff like that. Eventually by year 6, it started to pull through, and now I can grow like a full connected beard, I guess. I just don't like it long, so I always cut it to about right here. If you do come from a family who doesn't really grow facial hair for the most part, you're bound to be similar, but again, it's not a definite. It just really depends person to person and the way testosterone affects your body. Shout out to Isaac, D-I-A-K off. I don't want to say that wrong, so I'm just gonna like spell it out. But shout out to you, Isaac. What was the most unexpected part about tea for you? I started 1 month ago and want to know what to expect. So honestly, bottom growth. I feel like every trans person's gonna say that, but bottom growth. A lot of the effects of testosterone are pretty straightforward. Like, it's a little easier to grow muscle mass. Your voice is gonna get deeper. You may lose your period. Most of us do. Bottom growth, although I did go into taking testosterone knowing about it because of the internet and other transgender influencers, advocates, whatever you want to call it, on the internet telling me about their experience. But it was still shocking because it's just like, it's crazy how a body part can shapeshift into something else. I'm gonna just say it like that. Before I started taking testosterone, my situation obviously looked very much like your typical cisgender female's anatomy. And although all the parts are still the same, the one part, if you think about it hard enough, the one part really does grow into a micro thing. And it can grow up to like 3.5 inches, and it can get erect and stuff just like a cisgender man's would. It's very crazy, very cool, very unique, and I don't know, I dig it. When did you legally choose to change your name? Currently 8 months on T and have a beard and deep voice, but haven't changed my name yet legally. Don't know what the process is. So, believe it or not, if some of you guys are OG followers, you know that I said by the end of this year I would have my name changed, or by the end of the summer I would have my name changed because of a big announcement, and the announcement was moving, and I wanted to have the whole process done before I moved and started in a new location because I didn't want to have to keep telling people my situation when I don't really feel comfortable doing that. Unfortunately, I still haven't changed my stuff either. Obviously, my voice is much deeper. I have facial hair as well. I present obviously as male. No one thinks twice about it. And yeah, so I'm in the same boat as you. The process, I do know that there's lots of paperwork, but I really can't tell you that information just because I haven't done the process legally either. So unfortunately, I feel you on that, and I have got to get going with it because, again, when I moved to Arkansas, I really don't want to have to continuously tell people my situation. Shout out to Maddie Confused Life 9023. I feel you on that name. But what is your favorite character trait about Hunter and why? So my favorite thing about Hunter is, well, I love that he is growing into freckles. I didn't know this about people with freckles, even though I do have a few freckles myself, but I didn't know this about people who have a lot of freckles. They grow into them. So when Hunter was born, all the way up until he pretty much moved to New York, he was about to turn 5. He didn't have any freckles. And it wasn't until like the recent months, he's just turned 8. It wasn't until recently where he's starting to get little spots on his cheeks. And I love that. I think it's so cute. My girlfriend's covered in freckles, and I love them on her. So it's just really cute to see him growing into his features. Personality-wise, I love that he's so mellow. When he's on camera, he's a little more extra just because he's in front of the camera. But in general, day-to-day life, when I tell you this 8-year-old is literally secretly a 16-year-old boy, he is so calm, so mellow, so, like, respectful for the most part. He has his moments, he's a kid. But he's just so mellow. Like, he's not your typical kid that, like, fusses and kicks and screams in the toy store because you said no. Like, if you tell him no, then he gets it. The answer's no, and life goes on. Life continues. Favorite holiday for each of your family members and why? Shout out to you, Kelly Lou 5063. Appreciate the question. No, I can't speak for them, but I'm gonna assume, I guess. I'm gonna guess. For me, my favorite holiday, I have to say Thanksgiving and Christmas. Probably cliche, but yeah. Thanksgiving because I love to eat, and Christmas because we get gifts. For Hunter, I would say Christmas for sure. And for my girlfriend, I kind of want to say the 4th of July. Shout out to Zeke Davidson. When did you first realize that it's perfectly okay to love God and be trans? This is a good question. So, I actually want to make a whole video about my religious belief and all the things that I believe. I know it's a touchy subject and a lot of people like to kind of keep it to themselves, but I mean, I'm an open book. I don't care. Everybody has their own opinions and stuff. I guess I started to believe that it was okay kind of the whole time, but also at times it could get hard just because people on the internet, like, they're always shoving it down my throat that, oh, you can't love God and be this way. God doesn't love this. God doesn't love people in LGBTQ, stuff like that. But, like, the more I grow and become one with myself and realize that it's okay that I came into this life identifying as one thing, and then I was able to grow and kind of self-identify, I realized that if God really didn't love me that way, he wouldn't have allowed it to be even a thing in my mind to do it to begin with. And that's just how I see it. I know not everyone's going to see eye to eye with it, but it's just how I see it. And another way I can tell is because me and my family, meaning my girlfriend and Hunter, we're big into praying. And a lot of the things we've prayed for in the past few years have come true, if not better. And again, if what I'm doing is wrong, my prayers would not be answered. If anything, my life would get progressively worse. But that's not the case, because I am loved by him. Shout out to Tubicine. Oh, shout out to Tubicine. Is it weird if men date trans women? Absolutely not. A trans woman is a woman. They identify as a woman. They are a woman. A shout out to Big Norrance is BLS Win. Good black beard solutions to help it grow. So, I usually use Jamaican castor oil. I would use that a lot. But, to be honest, just practice a good shave routine. Like, even if you don't really have anything and you just have like a little peach fuzz, shave it. Because it grows in thicker and darker. And the more you do it and the more consistent you are with it, the more it'll grow. And what I do is I take, after I apply the Jamaican castor oil, I'll use a comb and I'll just kind of brush down just to kind of exfoliate, or I don't know, kind of agitate the follicles, because when you agitate follicles, hair follicles, it makes them kind of work faster. Shout out to Vanessa LJ8WY. Shout out to you. How did you realize you were trans? And how did you cope with hate and discrimination as a black trans guy? By the way, I love your content and you're such an inspiration. Thank you so much. So how did I realize I was trans? So, long story short, when I was about 6 or 7 years old, I really started to fascinate the difference between boys and girls. Obviously, this is before I knew that anatomy was different, so I just mean like the way we dressed, the way we acted, the way we were told to behave in public. I realized that the way boys navigated life was the same way I was trying to naturally, but was shut down for because I was a girl. And I used to be so jealous of my guy friends, because the things they could do, I wasn't allowed to do. Like, these are just stupid examples, but for example, like, if a boy spit on the ground, it's normal. If I spit on the ground, it was, you're not acting ladylike, don't do that. If I sat with my legs spread in a seat, I was not being ladylike, but a boy could sit however he wanted. I had to cross my legs, but they didn't. I had to wear a shirt in public, but they didn't. And it kind of just haunted me my whole childhood with just all the differences between males and females. And I even think today, they're just so ridiculous. All the expectations by gender is just so ridiculous. Like, who really made this stuff up? I know God, Jesus, whatever. I know they did not create people to act specific ways because of something sitting between their legs. Like, to me, that is crazy. It is so, like, human constructed, it's not even funny. Like, I do not align with being a female. And the more I got older and the more I had to conform to being a girl and going through, I just got an Amber Alert on my phone. So somebody's child is missing and I hope they get found. Where was I? And the more I had to start aligning with being a girl, because I was starting to hit puberty, I was starting to grow breasts, and things were starting to just fall into place when I wasn't ready for them to, it got harder and harder. And I know it's easier for adults to say now that children are being pushed into the idea of being trans because of social media. I can see that in ways, but that did not apply back when I was a kid. There was no social media the way there is now. There was what, MySpace and Facebook, but it was nothing like how it is now. There were not a lot of people online talking about their transition. It did not exist. The social media world of LGBTQ was very quiet, very closed off, very in the basement. It wasn't talked about. So to me, to have fixated so much on my gender and just question why I was put on this earth as a female, but literally align the complete opposite way, how would that be a thing? I literally just self-absorbed the idea of being trans with no influence at all, because my mom was not on board with it. I was always pushed to do what girls are supposed to do. Shout out to for this question. So basically I'm lesbian, but only a few people know, and I want to tell my parents and family and stuff, but I'm scared. I know they're all supportive, but any tips on coming out? That's amazing that you already know they're supportive. Usually the way I go about this question is, if you don't know if they're going to be supportive or not, hold off until you can see true indicators of safety. Because I would hate for anyone to come out and get kicked out, get bullied, or just anything. So if you already know that they're going to be supportive about it, just sit them down. If you want to do it one by one, then I would personally do it one by one and start with the most accepting person and work your way down the list, because then as you work your way down the list, the people that already know can back you up, and it can kind of just be a domino effect of acceptance. Shout out to NUNU_7887. How do you feel about white trans people getting more recognition over people of color that are trans individuals, and how does that affect you when it comes to representation? Unfortunately, it is what it is. We live, and this might offend some people, I really don't care if it does, but unfortunately we live in a world where white people are always going to be seen as top dog, no matter what, whether it's the trans community, the gay community, the lesbian community, I don't even know. Literally everything, somehow, some way, the recognition is more towards white people. With that being said, that is why I think I try so hard to be representation for the black community. So I just try and do my part, because I know it's needed. We need more representation, and I would love for more people of color to kind of come together and join me with this. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I don't know why it's a thing. I think it's dumb. I think everyone should get the equal amount of representation that everyone else does, but all I can really do is do my part and hope it contributes somehow, I guess. That concludes all of the questions that I have. Feel free to ask questions whenever, and I'll just kind of group them all up and just do Q&As like once a month or something like that, because I do really enjoy them. Going back to my last video, I'm so mad. For some reason it got demonetized because of a song, and the music rules are so frustrating, because I try and find like really cool music that can go in the vlogs, and it's like I have to be so careful because they get copyrighted, and it's just so frustrating. I do appreciate all the recent engagement I've been getting on my vlogs. I really think that this new vlog style is working for me compared to just doing like random sit downs in front of the camera in my room in the same exact spot. Not only do I have my family involved, but I'm actually going places and doing things, and there's more scenery, and I like the way that I end the videos with a sit down. So it's like we're still doing everything that we were before, but now there's more within it. And I've noticed that my engagement has gone up a lot, and I appreciate it so much. For any of you guys that are watching right now, a lot of you guys are not subscribed. You guys are watching the videos, but you're not subscribed yet. So if you could, please smash the like button, comment down below anything you want, and subscribe if you have not already, because it helps my algorithm tremendously. And guys, we are so close to 50,000 subscribers, and I made a promise to myself that I am going to get the 100,000 subscriber play button. I am going to make it happen. I'm going to hang it in my room, and I've been manifesting it ever since I started this YouTube channel, and literally, we're already pretty much halfway there. And I think at 50,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a giveaway on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned for that, and just continue. The love is so appreciated. I love the little family that we're... I'm going to go head home now because my girlfriend's got to go to work, and I got to get home to Hunter. We're just going to chill out for the rest of the Sunday. It's a beautiful day. Might take him to the park. Alright guys, I love you so much, and until next time, peace.